How do you start self-improvement as a teenager from like 13 to 18 years old, right? So you're a teenager. How do you start? There's so many areas in self-improvement. There's like work, business, is fitness, social life, social skills, women, mental health, gratitude. There are so many areas in self-improvement. Which area do you start with? Before I get into which area I think you should start with, I first of all need to explain why you should only focus on one or two areas of self-improvement at the same time. First of all, we only have 24 hours in a day. 8 to 9 hours, if you're sleeping properly, you should dedicate like 8 to 9 hours to sleep. Alright? So you only have 15 hours left in the day. So we have 24 hours minus 9 because we sleep, and I don't know, let's say like 9 hours, and it's not all sleep obviously, but just like bedtime, right? And like getting up, brushing your teeth and whatever. So that's already 9 hours out of the day, right? So we only have 15 hours left. That doesn't sound like much, does it? But we're living a balanced life. We want to balance everything out. First of all, we want to balance out fitness. So also, wait, hold on. Like transportation and everything, we're not staying in one location at the same time. We have to like go places. First of all, we have to go to the gym, go to work, go visit the friends, go this, here. I'm assuming you kind of do this all a little like decently localized. Let's say you dedicate like 2 hours, maybe 2-3 hours to transportation. Let's say 3 hours to transportation, right? So we only have 12 hours left in the day. Okay? But we need to do fitness now. So you probably dedicate like 2 hours to train. Let's say you're doing cardio and strength training, and that's like 2 hours or whatever. Maybe don't do cardio, it's just strength training. That's already 2 hours. And not only like fitness is not just training, right? It's also nutrition. You have to dedicate time to just like eat, prepare food and whatever. So let's say it takes like 30 minutes a meal to not only eat the food but also prepare it, put stuff away, clean, like not leaving the plates all over the place. Let's say that takes 30 minutes per meal. And most people eat 3 meals a day, but you're probably trying to bulk, you're probably trying to cut. Even if you're cutting, you probably eat more than 3 meals because you need like protein and stuff. So let's say you dedicate like 2 hours to nutrition, like combined dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever. So that's only 4 hours in fitness. 4 hours for fitness. Down the drain. We only have 8 hours left. And if you're a teenager, you probably go to school. And that, depending on which country you live in. I live in Germany, and bro, we only have like 6 hours in school. But most people I know, Americans, the British, like that's already 8 hours for school. We have 0 hours left. Zero. We can't even put in anything else. Friends, social life, no. That's only on the weekends. So let's say it's the weekend. We have those 8 hours to ourselves. We're probably going to meet our friends for like 4 hours. I know we only have 4 hours left to work on a business or work, or like on the thing we actually want to do. So 4 hours, I can't lie, that's not much to work. Well done, we just balance everything out. But I know if you're a teenager, you still have to go to school. So it was 8 hours you have to dedicate to school. And transportation and everything. Like, we have such little time. We did basically just minimize everything. We minimize every aspect of our life. And if, let's say you want to do work, you can only work on the weekends. And if you want to socialize as well, work on your social skills, like, you probably need to like read books and stuff. Like, there's so many aspects in self-improvement. Oh yes, I forgot, like journaling, meditation, all that shit. There are so many things. There are only so many hours in the day. So I think we know now that you can only focus on a few things, because if you balance everything out, you're basically minimizing the progress you can do every day. So if you're a minimizer and you basically balance like everything out during the day and you take advantage of the weekends, I guarantee your progress is just going to look like this. Like everything. Your fitness, maybe not even like every aspect. Some aspects might look like this. But everything will most likely just like a slope. If you could visualize the progress, like on a graph. But if you focus on one aspect at a time, sure, you're basically minimizing every other aspect. Basically, what we do is we minimize every other aspect so that these other things only progress so much, but one aspect progresses like this. Like it progresses exponentially. So what aspect, or what, like, I would say you can only focus on like one or two aspects at a time. Which aspect should you focus on right now for the next couple months, even a year? If you're a teenager and you're just starting self-improvement, focus on fitness. Fitness. I mean, let's say you don't want to do that and you just focus on your business. Your physique is going to be so trash. I mean, look at Elon Musk. Sure, he's literally a trillionaire. I think he's a trillionaire now, but look at his physique. You know, and you're a teenager now. You wanna socialize. You wanna get girls. You wanna get out all that shit. And if you start focusing on business now, you're gonna end up like, I'm pretty sure he has a wife and a kid that he named X or something, or some type of number. But you know, obviously he's a trillionaire. He's fucking rich. He dedicated, like, he slept in his fucking factory. He was that dedicated to business, right, to his work. But now look at his physique. Look at his life in general. I doubt you want that. So as a teenager, we should just focus on fitness and basically, spoiler alert, social life and like girls and all that shit. That's what we should focus on right now. Don't even think about business. Sure, you might have something in mind, like you want to become an influencer, but think about it. Like, you want to become an influencer. Most likely you want to, I don't know, you want to sell a course or be educational, but first you have to get good in that. If you want to become a fitness influencer, you need to get a physique. If you want to become, I don't know, basically any other influencer, you first of all need to get good in that. And to get your public image even higher, you want to get a good physique. But let's not even think about the business part. We just want to think about like socializing and just how people look at you. How people look at you. And getting a good physique. I would say my physique is pretty good. I'm 16 years old. I'm basically as strong as fucking David Lade at his age. So I'm proud of that. So you should focus on your physique. Getting good in your social skills, your social life, and girls. That's what you should do. I mean, imagine if you don't do this and you just go right all in on business. You're just going to end up like a creep who can't pull any bitches, who is socially awkward. And that's the thing, if you only focus on fitness as well, it'll end up the same thing. Sure, you'll have a good physique. But I've seen some people in my gym, right? These guys, they have beautiful physiques, proportionate. Like, I'm talking, like, imagine David Lade on steroids. Like, he has the frame, the harmony, but he's just, like, on another level. This is what this one guy was like, right? He looked so amazing. Like, if you just looked at him, you'd probably think that he's pulling bitches left, right? So I go up to talk to him, bro. I was like, bro, your physique is fucking, like, no homo. Like, obviously, I didn't say that, no homo, but I said, like, bro, your physique is so, like, I can't even explain how good your physique is, bro. How long have you been training? Just a nice question, something like that. Just a compliment to another gym bro. Should be doing that. That's how you also practice your social skills, but we'll get into that later, right? So I was talking to this guy, right? He was so awkward. He turned around. I mean, I guess everybody reacts different, right? I mean, maybe he thought I was a bit of a creep by saying that, which obviously when I talked to him, I said it in like a really positive way. So when I give someone a compliment on their physique, they always smile and like say thank you, bro. Like, bro, your physique is awesome as well. That's what they say. But this guy like turned around. He was like, yeah, thank you. I was like, bro, how long you been training? Like 9 years, on and off. But you know, I've been consistent. He wasn't looking like me. He was looking at the ground like a insecure little boy. He was looking at the ground like with his hands in his pockets. Imagine me as this guy with obviously like this physique, but then like 10 times, 100 times better. He was like staring at the ground like this. I know I've been training for a little while. You know, just focusing on the basics. You know, that's basically what he was saying. And by that, I could tell he was an awkward like an awkward guy. I mean, God, this guy has such a good physique. He said he was natural, but oh, God, I don't even believe that. He said his arms were like 50 centimeters in circumference, which is basically 20 inches, as big as the trench was, right? But this guy was also really tall. He was really tall. He was probably like 6'4" or something, and he was basically towering over me because I'm like 5'8", bro. I'm fucking short. But God, this guy. I mean, his face. He also had a decent face card as well, you know. But his physique just fucking mocks. Yet he was so awkward. This is what happens if you just focus on fitness and also not social skills. I mean, I would say he looks decently young. I would say he's still in his 20s. But let's say he was like 25. Let's meet in the middle, like from 20 to 30. Let's meet in the middle. If he was training for 10 years, he started fitness when he was like probably like 15. And that was probably all he did. That's probably all he was doing, just fitness and fitness. And now he's an awkward piece of shit. He could, like, if he just tried, like, if he just talked to a bitch, I guarantee he would be already bringing her home. But obviously he's awkward. Bro, oh my God, this physique, I'm glazing way too much. Like, no homo, but god damn, this physique was so beautiful. It was beautiful. Like, wow, you just had to appreciate it. You had to appreciate it. It was literally, I'm not kidding, it was like a Greek god. It was like I was looking at fucking Zeus. It felt like I was looking at Zeus. Yet this guy was so awkward. Because probably 10 years ago, he was 15. He just had the mindset, oh, no friends, no bitches, no nothing, I'm locked in. And now he's an awkward piece of shit. Which is really unfortunate, because God, I guarantee you this guy, if he just, leveled up his social skills, he probably could have become like a really like charismatic influencer. Because he would have blown up with his physique, I guarantee you. But bro, this guy comes to the gym with his fucking McDonald's earphones. Like, literally, the headset that these McDonald's drive-through people have? They have this headset with like the microphone. That's what he came in the gym with, I'm guessing, to listen to music. So I wonder if this guy works at McDonald's. I didn't want to ask. I mean, because imagine asking someone, do you work at McDonald's? That'd be like kind of like an insult. Indirectly, right? So I didn't want to even ask that. But it looked like he was working in a fast food restaurant, right? With these headphones, like these cheap, that cheap headset. It was like only had one earphone, and then the other side was just kind of there, right? Like it didn't have the earpiece or whatever you call it, and basically that headset with the mic. So when you're a teenager, you should just focus on fitness, getting jacked, getting good in your social skills, your social life, and women. That's all you should focus on. Like from 13 to 18, let's say, I doubt you're at 13, but if there's a guy who's 13, if you just focus on that for like 5 years, don't even worry about money, or you can definitely read books like in your spare time. Like I'm talking if you really have spare time, because there's still only so much time you can invest in fitness and your social life. But if you have like 2 hours in the day where you're just like literally doing nothing, you could read a book on social skills, which you should be doing, because you're trying to improve your social skills. But like read a book, I don't know, something else. But imagine if you're 13 years old and you dedicate 5 years to fitness. I mean, literally 5 years for the average person. If like you train consistently for 5 years, that's basically when the what's it called, the natty limit is reached, right? So if you train for 5 years, after that, there's not going to be so much more progress. If you can progress for the rest of your life, but it's going to be very minimal. So let's say if you start at 13, completely stay consistent the whole time for 5 years, you're basically going to get your dream physique when you turn 18. And even when you're 16, you have 3 years of training down the line, you have a really good physique, even with average genetics. Like, I started at 14 years old, basically self-improvement. I only started fitness, really, like social skills, social life. It's basically that's how I started. I would say I have a good physique at 16 years old. I have a good physique, I have good strength. As I said, I'm basically as strong as David Lade when he was my age. I guess it doesn't count because his limbs are so long. Imagine trying to bench with those limbs. You'll have to produce a lot more force. So I guess in that way, he's probably still mocking me, but like at his age, which I said he would, because his genetics are so not enough, right? But yeah, I would say like decent physique. Now that I'm 16 years old, I'm only 2 years down the line, right? Only 2 years. There's so many years to go. Like in 5 years, if I train 5 years, well, I will train 5 years. But once I train 5 years, I'll be 19, right? But I'll basically have my natty limit, right? And I'll basically be in my prime already. Not even in my 20s. I'll be in my prime physique. Obviously not in my prime physique. Obviously, I'll still progress from there. But you know, 5 years is basically when the natty limit is reached. And to be honest, social life, if you dedicate your life to it, like not your life, like if you dedicate your life to social life, you'll be a fucking degenerate who just drinks every second, right? Which is what we're gonna do. But it's not that actually hard to increase your social skills. Which I'm gonna make a video separate to basically. I've already made videos on fitness from the start. This one video is how to gain. There was this one video how to gain size fast. Definitely watch that video. Yeah, definitely watch that video. And it's not that hard to look up the split exercises. If you want, I can definitely make a video on that, but that information's already out there. And then the social skills, I think I'll make a video on that because that's definitely a separate subject that needs a dedicated video to that, even like a few videos. But I think I'll just I'll make a video just dedicated to that. Maybe like the next video after this, or maybe a couple. I think I'll do that the next video. So basically, if you watch this video a couple of days later, you know, the social skill video or social life video with the guide, basically I'll upload that, right? So you want to dedicate your life to that. If you already know how to, or you've watched some videos on how to do your social life, how to level up social skills, how to get better with women, you should already be doing that. I recommend Hamza Ahmed. Basically, I think the video before this, depending on which order I upload my videos, I already made a video about him, and that you should basically, if you want success in life, just listen to him and me. But he's already made a ton of videos on like women, social skills, fitness and stuff. Excuse me. The protein shake is coming up. Yeah. So that's basically what you should focus on. If you're a teenager, fuck business. Like I know I'm 16 years old and I'm making videos like this, but I'm quite far down the line. Like 2 years down the line, still not much, but it's still decently far. And I still have time during the day. And I basically built up my social life and social skills, women, all that. I just don't want to do it anymore. That's the thing. I've been skipping out on friends so much lately. Because I just every time I go out with them, I just feel this emptiness, right? Which you shouldn't be afraid of. Like when you first start getting your social skills, social life, you'll feel awesome. But for me, later down the line, like since the moment I started self-improvement, I knew I wanted to become a self-improvement creator. This is my destiny, bro. I don't believe in destiny, that's bullshit. But I believe this is my purpose. I believe my purpose on this earth is to just give advice on self-improvement. And, you know, I believe that's my purpose. I've been thinking about this for 2 years straight. Every day I would imagine talking to an audience just like this, giving random advice on random aspects of life. This is basically my purpose. And I cannot stop thinking about this. So I'm not going to force myself. Obviously, if you're like me and you cannot stop thinking about it, do it, obviously. But you'll need to sacrifice, you know, your social life. Basically, I'm still doing fitness, but I'm also doing this. So, as I said, you can like balance, I would say, at least two. If you just do one, sure, but I would say if the work is different, right? If you dedicate 24 hours to work a day, which is obviously impossible, let's say you didn't have to sleep, eat, or whatever, you could work, I would probably say, for a decade and not stop. There's so much work to do, bro. But I'm not ready to give up fitness. But I am ready to give up my social life. And the thing is, I'm posting every 2-3 days. I could basically post every day. Because I still make a ton of videos. Which I'm wondering why, because Hamza Ahmed, he's doing his extreme season. This is basically what I'm explaining here, an extreme season. He's basically going all in on work and basically only going to the gym one time a week. Doesn't meet friends anymore. and he's just working. That's it. That's it. I wonder how many videos he still hasn't uploaded. He probably at least has 40 videos that he still hasn't uploaded. Because I'm basically uploading the same rate as him. And he's dedicating, 12, 13 hours a day to work. Like, I still have to balance out school and fitness. So basically, on rest days, I make videos on the weekends. So probably 3-4 days a week I'm making videos. And I'm still going to the gym 5 days a week. Because I'm still not ready to give up, like, social life. Well, not social life. I was ready to give up that. But fitness, I'm not ready to really minimize that. Like, I'm only 2 years down the line. There's still another 3 years ahead of me. But I'm not going to just focus on social life if I don't want to. Like, if I don't want to, then I'm not going to do it. But I still even recommend, if you don't want to and you don't have a social life, still focus on that, because you don't want to become like an awkward piece of shit. If you've built a social life, social skills with women, sure, you can minimize that to basically meeting them only once every couple of months or whatever, or like meeting a bitch like once a week. But if you haven't built your social life yet, still build it. Like, even if you don't want to, just build it. Like, probably the reason why you don't want to is because you're just an awkward piece of shit and you just can't be bothered and you feel like scared to do it, which is understandable, but still, you're a pussy. So just build the social life. If you build the social life, whatever, this and that, give it up. Well, not completely give it up, but obviously minimize it to the point that it basically maintains itself. Because let's say if you just completely give up on social life, your friends will think that you're just dodging them, and obviously they'll feel bad and like dodge you as well. But keep it to the point where they're basically, I don't know, you're handing them crumbs. Like a married guy, basically his bitch is like handing him out like sex every couple months. Oh, it's such a bad analogy. Oh, no. Whatever. But yeah, you're just gonna focus for the next. If you're a teenager, just focus on fitness and focus on social life. And I recommend, if you got your social life worked out, social skills, you feel like there's not much to improve. Like, I can definitely improve my social life, but basically the next level for me on my socials, like life, is like getting to know influencers and stuff. That's basically the next level. But first of all, I need to get good in this. So I was like, sure, if I feel like my social life is good, if I'm happy with it, satisfied with it, and now I'm just gonna go all in on this, right? So this is what I've been doing. So if you're a teenager, still focus on fitness, bro. Still focus on fitness, because I would say like 5 years down the line, 6 years of training, then you could probably minimize it. But that's just me. Like, I do not want to give up fitness. Like, not yet. What I mean by giving up is not obviously not training, but like really minimizing it. Only go like 1-2 times a week. If I do that, sure, I'll still progress, but the progress will be like this, right? I want to be like this. Shit. So that's why I'm not ready to give up fitness, but I'm ready to give up my social life, and it's been working right now. I'm still able to come up with ideas, and like post every 2-3 days, even like every 2 days, which I learned not to post every day. There was a phase like probably not 3 weeks ago where I was posting every day. It worked, but eventually the videos ran out. Since basically I still have school, which is so good. Since summer holidays is like in a week, and I can just go all in on this, right? That is 6 hours, just given to me. I'm gonna. There's only 6 weeks of this, but I'm gonna savor every single moment I can work on my business, bro. But yeah, that's it. Hope you do this one.